Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. This is just a quick video to show you how I made my little doll eyes. Now, like I said, there are probably a million things, a million different ways to make them. I'm just going to show you mine and hope that, it works for you. It works for me. I'm happy. That's all I can say. I just took some white clay. Now, in theory, I'm sure you could probably use any color because once I put these in what I'm making, all that's going to really show is the outside of the eye and the pupil and the color. So, I mean, do it. Don't be discouraged if you don't have white and you want to try it, but you have a different color. I have some white and all I did was pinched off a little bit depending on what I am making, how big the doll is, that kind of thing. And I roll it into a ball. And again, how big you want it. Maybe you want it not round. Maybe you want to make it shaped like an eye. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'll shape it like an eye on this one. All right, so I'm just kind of giving it that eye shape, as you can see right there. And then I'm going to take something to poke a hole in it. Now, you can use the other side of your paintbrush, whatever you have. I happen to have these, and this is what I've been using. And you want to make sure you just give it a push so it's flat. And then poke it in. As you can see, I'm just poking it in a little bit at a time to make your color. And the bigger you use, the bigger, hole that you'll make. And if you're doing a regular circle one, let me show you that one. Again, just roll it in a ball as big as you want it. And all I did was this. And poked it in. Give it a turn. You can use, like I said, the end of, like this, for instance. Paintbrush. It's, you can use that. You don't have to just use this. And I keep this in, my tool in, and just give it a little push around it. I'm not worrying too much about it. Now, here's the thing. I'm making a bunch of these, and I notice when I'm done baking them, some, like this one, if I would bake it, where'd it go? I can barely even see it. But some of them have little cracks. It's going to be whitewashed out. Little cracks on the outside. So you want to smooth them if it bothers you and you want to use, it depends on what you use. Because I like to make so many kinds of different dolls, I'll save ones that maybe are a little creepier looking that I can antique for different kind of dolls. So it's not a big deal. But, if you, depending on how, OCD you are about things, you can definitely just smooth it out. It's not a big deal. You also can use your pencil eraser, right? Let's see. I want to give you guys different ways. You can use your pencil eraser and get the same thing, or a non-sharpened pencil. So there's many things you can use at home or around you that you can get. And you can go to the dollar store and get a pencil, unsharpened pencils. Okay, so that's that. Then what I do is I bake them. So I put them on my tray and I bake them. And when I'm doing the eyes, I usually only do about 20 minutes. That's it, at about 235, 250, depending on your oven. And then they come out like this. Hard. All right. So what I'm going to do is I want to use something that makes it up a little higher so you guys can see it. Since I'm moving stuff around in here and everything's kind of... All right, probably on white isn't the best idea, Cal. My goodness. I tell you, no brains today. Let's see if this will work. So it won't be as, yeah, that's a little better. All right, so they're baked, cooled off. I have them. Now, what do you want to do? Well, you want to pick what color you want to make the eyes. I made the other ones green. Let me pick a blue. It doesn't matter what you use. I'm going to go just with a neon blue this time because, well, no, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll do, what color is this? Cobalt blue. I'll use cobalt blue. And you're just going to use it. I use the, I use that. Now you can use, again, the back of your paintbrush and dip it in, and then dip it in, and kind of move it around, and dip it in, and move it around. And we want to let that dry. And you can go in with your Q-tip or a brush that's wet, you know, your brush, wet the little bristles, and if you need to clean up any of it. But it's really not that big a deal. Okay. And I have those eyes in right now. Throw your brush into the water so it doesn't okay, let's see. All right, and now we're gonna let them dry. Okay, so as you can see, they're dry, and that was just a little bit of the paint in there. It doesn't matter if you use gloss, semi-gloss, matte, it doesn't matter. If you don't have paint, you can use a marker, use a Sharpie or whatever, and just get that in there. I'm not going for perfection because that's just me. Now, what I want to do is I want to take a little bit, I might just use a marker though, or you can use black paint, but a little bit of black for the pupil. And you want something, well, I'll just use this. You want something that's going to be permanent, you know, like Faber-Castell, Copic, you know, something that won't, I'm just going to dip in the lid. I'm going to take this and I'm going to dip it on my hand. I'm going to dip it in and give it a pupil. And it's easier if you set it down to do it and you just go right in the middle. Because on here, I smeared it a little bit. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. So that's what you'll do to add the pupil. And then you're going to let it dry. And then we're going to come on to the next. Okay, so now they're dry. And you can use anything at this point. You can use your white school glue. You can use your matte medium. You can use clear gesso. I'm going to use 3D crystal lacquer, and it's because I've had it and I don't really use it for anything else. So that's what I'm going to put in here. But really, you can use anything that dries clear. You can put in here. Now, I'm going to take the lid off of here because I know that my nozzle's clogged, and you know, I just don't have that patience right now. So all I'm going to do is take a, now you can use a chopstick, a skewer, you know, wooden skewer. I'm just going to use this. Use whatever you want. I'm going to dip it in so I get some on the bottom like that. And I'm just going to put it over this and I'm going to drip it in. And I'm going to drip it in. I'm going to get more and drip it in until it fills all the way to the top, but doesn't spill over. And if it spills over, it's okay. It's clear. It's not going to do anything. And then let it dry. And then when it's dry, you can try to fight to put the lid back on. When it's dry, and then it's done. And it's all done. It's dry, and you will get your eyeballs. What did I do with the ones that were done? Did I use them? Oh, who only knows? But, you know, I showed you them before. I don't know what I did with them. That's crazy, isn't it? I don't know. If you saw my desk right now, you would understand why. But anyway, you get the eyeball effect when it's dry, and it has like a little texture and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these dry and then show you the final result. And that's how easy it is. It's not really that hard. And then I will show you how I put them in a, I'll use a piece of clay, but I'll show you how you use them. And then something else you can do before you put the clear in, if you want to put a little highlight in the eye, just take a little white on the back of your, or toothpick even, or the back of your paintbrush, and just touch a little highlight in there. Let that dry, and then add that. So it gives it a little bit of a look. So there's a million ways you can do this, a million things you can use these for. And when we come back, it'll be dry, and I'll show you what they look like up close. Okay, so these are almost dry. You can see they're still a little cloudy. You can see the black in there. That'll definitely come out. The pupil will come out in, you know, when it's completely dry, but this takes quite a bit. So, but you see how it's made. Now, let me show you. These are the ones that I put so I wouldn't lose them, so I could use them, and then I lost them. But you can see after it dries, and you can even put more clear in if you want after it dries, if it sinks down a little bit, but to me, I don't think it needs it. So what I do basically is pretend like this is a face, side of a face anyway, because these are going to be big eyes. What I like to do is take it and I will push it in so it makes contact. So can you see it's kind of, you know, you kind of got your eyeball. This is supposed to be flesh colored, of course. And then what you can do is take a little bit, you can knock it over like that, because why not? That might make it flatten out a little bit too for you. Then just take a little bit of clay. And only me, I swear. And you want it to be, you know, thin, and you want it to go over this like you're doing a eyelid. Make it as flat or whatever. You can go in and make more of your eyeball show. And you see, that's how it would be started. You can do a little bit on the bottom. And I'll show you when I'm using regular color, when I'm using it correctly. And you can see it's like having a little eye. Hello. And that's what you'll do with your dolls. Very simple and easy, and you can make them very, you know, monster-like, creepy-like, pretty-like. It doesn't matter. That's why I like making a bunch of them, baking them off, and then putting them in a little, you know, baggie or container where they all are in there, so I can go through and pick the ones I want to use. That's why I do different colors. So, like I said, that's it. Now, here's the thing. You can use, do the eyes and make them look one way. So what you would do is put the hole with your brush in, you know, a different way where you would want your pupil, and then you would do your pupil there. So when you put it in, it looks like they're looking all to the right, or they're looking to the left, or looking up, looking down, looking whatever way you want. And, you know, you really can play around with this. And that's it. We have a monster eye right there because I used green. But if you use regular, let me use maybe this. Let's see if I can get this white going. Okay. White. And push it in. This clay isn't, I didn't get it real soft yet. But there you see. If you're using it on a white piece of white clay, and you just play and you add your eyeball and you encase it. So I mean, really, really cool. A lot of fun. So if you guys make them, let me know. Let me see how you guys make out. Like I said, again, you can use any kind of glue or medium that dries clear. That's the ultimate goal. So anything, glossy accents will work. I mean, anything, you know, and you can really go crazy and make such cool eyes. So that is that with this. So let me know what you guys think about this. And if it was helpful, I hope it was. And as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye.